One person who is in position to work with Mingus Maps is Mayor Ted Wheeler. The mayor is leading right now, and he says he is ready to serve another term.
Cor Harlan is live with what the mayor will have to face if he does win another term as the head of Portland city government. Cor?
Right, Ken and Jenny, we've heard no concession speeches yet, no declarations of victory from either Sarah Iannarone or Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler, but it does appear just by checking the vote tallies on the Multnomah County Elections website there that last count, and these are what I understand and believe to be, by looking at the website, the final result numbers there indicate that Wheeler has about 46% of the vote. Sarah Iannarone has about 41% of the vote right now. But again, those have not been certified. They're not official. But it does appear that, as I say, Ted Wheeler says he's ready for a second term as mayor. There's a lot that is a little uncertain about this. Not really a lot uncertain, I should say, about this. But one thing that will be certain are the troubles that have gripped the city of Portland and what the next mayor will do about them coming up here. Protesting, the rioting, a lot of the lawlessness in downtown has really soured a lot of people on the mayor's efforts regarding trying to contain all of that. Wheeler, in all likelihood now, will have a second term, and some of his late remarks last night suggested something about his strategies to improve downtown Portland going forward.
I want to thank the voters of Portland for the opportunity to continue serving as your mayor. This has not been an easy year for any of us, and I know that many of you are frustrated with the direction of our city as we address challenges of a pandemic, an economic recession, and protests that have inspired both overdue change and unacceptable violence. We have work to do.
Right, and you know, the mayor has had a lot of critics on both his left and his right criticizing his response, or what some critics say maybe even a lack of response to a lot of this violence, protesting, vandalism in and around the police station and the federal building in downtown Portland. He will now have 4 more years without an election on the horizon to craft something that you know, maybe a lot of the same type of stuff, maybe something a little different here. It's hard to say, but at least, Jenny and Ken, right now, Mayor Wheeler appears to have the votes in hand to be mayor for a second term here in the city of Portland, and all the problems and all of the issues that accompany that.
Yeah, it's definitely a thankless job and an uphill battle ahead. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you, Cor.